What's going on, everyone? Chris Beans here with Bowlers Rant, bringing you one new update from the PBA. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. The PBA has released a statement regarding the ongoing saga related to the USBC ban at the national tour tournament level. The national tournament exclusion is what they're calling it for the 6 balls for Storm, Rotogrip, and 900 Global. And this was done by Tom Clark himself. So I've got the article right here. And basically, what the PBA is saying is they're going to allow all 6 Storm, Rotogrip and 900 Global balls to be used in the PBA competition. What does that mean? So let's get into this. So the first part of this article basically is with regards to framing the discussion that the PBA is going to clarify the situation relative to the PBA, not the USBC. So we know about the USBC's decision to ban those balls at the national tournament level. If you're not familiar with that, check out my channel. There's a video on it posted from yesterday, and you can get up to speed on what the current situation is. All right, so we know that it's these 6 balls. Storm Phase 4, Storm Electrify Solid, Storm Trend 2, 900 Global Altered Reality, 900 Global Wolverine, and Rotogrip UFO Alert. Not allowed to be used at the tournament level, at the national level, but still allowed for regular league play and league or local sweepers and stuff like that, right? Up to league officers, of course. Now, the real part of this discussion, let's talk about this first section. For the PBA, all 6 of these bowling balls remain allowed in PBA competition through the remainder of the 2022 PBA season. Wow! That is amazing. So right off the bat, the PBA is kind of taking a different track than the USBC, saying we're going to allow our players to use these for the rest of the year during the 2022 PBA season. Now, this next sentence is a jaw dropper, and I'm going to highlight it. Quote, the PBA has no data or indication that the USBC certified bowling balls would fail field test, close quote. Wow. I mean, my jaw's on the floor, okay? And so Tom Clark is making a statement on behalf of the PBA saying, hey, we have no data that these would fail. And that's huge because that's a public statement, okay? And the last part, again, the 6 aforementioned bowling balls are allowed in the PBA conducted competition, including the upcoming PBA playoffs, PBA Tour Finals, PBA 50 National Tour, and PBA Regional Tour events. Woof. And the last part of this, the timing of Tuesday's USBC ruling during the USBC Masters prompted the PBA to grant its members complimentary drillings on the player services trailer for bowling balls replacing the newly prohibited equipment. While the USBC Masters is a PBA Tour championship, the event is conducted by the USBC under USBC rules. So basically, this announcement went out during the middle of this competition on Tuesday. That's less than, convenient, to put it politely. And so people are having to, rejiggle stuff so they can compete. So props to Tom Clark and the PBA for helping their players, because some of these people might have to drill 4 or 5 balls. And, there's a financial implication there. So really appreciate that the PBA is demonstrating some leadership here on supporting their players. And also, just to recap some, related information, because I did get some questions out there. The Spectre is not allowed, period. Both USBC or PBA, any level of competition, Spectre is not allowed. That sticks. And just also reiterate, the Purple Hammer bowling balls manufactured in 2016, 2017 were banned from USBC certified competition and are not allowed in any level of PBA competition. And there is a 2-year shelf life rule on traditional urethane bowling balls, meaning any balls manufactured prior to 2020 are not allowed in 2022 national tour events. So just to summarize, these 6 balls are going to be allowed on PBA 2022 season for the remainder of the year, and the PBA is basically saying we have no data that they would fail any tests. So, wow, that's a lot. So now we move into the opinion phase of this video. There are some questions. Why is the PBA doing this? And is Bolero also on board with this? I'd love to see some statements from some of the executive level at Bolero on their opinion of the situation. But why is this happening? And why is there a difference of opinion from the PBA and the USBC? Those are some really interesting questions. Is there a split? Is this the beginning of a split, right? Will the PBA take an additional opinions and take a different track than the USBC on policy or certification? Those are some interesting questions I don't know the answers to. And what do the national staff players feel like about this situation? And what do the league players feel like, right? I think everybody's going to have an opinion on this story. Why is there such a difference, on this? And why do we have this situation to begin with? Why are balls being approved and then being pulled? Right? That's ultimately what needs to happen. We got to kind of get a resolution of that. There was a statement from the PBA, I'm sorry, USBC, saying that they're not going to have any more balls from Storm that are going to fall into this category, I think, for the rest of the year. Something along those lines. Someone can fact check me on that. But are there going to be any other announcements for different manufacturers? These are all questions I think we all want to hear the answers to. But ultimately, I want to know what you think. What do you think of this situation? What do you think about what Tom Clark and the PBA have announced publicly? And, do you think it's the right approach? Drop me a comment. Let me know. Let's continue the conversation. More updates are coming. And until then, bowl well.